Here are the two businesses that I will invest my money if I have 50 to 100 million and I want to invest in agriculture. These businesses can give you nothing less than 50% return on your investment in the next 12 months, depending on how you manage the business, of course. Now, I made this post on my Facebook, and many people were interested. They want to know more about this business. They want me to break it down so they can understand. Now, I'm making this video because as a farmer or someone who is into trading of agro commodities, I've been able to see that this is one of the biggest problems that we have in agriculture. I always been saying this. When you want to come into agriculture, it is advisable that you settle down and do your feasibility study to know which problem you want to solve. Not coming into agriculture to say everybody is eating food. Not to come into agriculture to say there is demand for crayfish, there is demand for poultry. So if I set up a poultry farm today, I'll be able to make big money. No, this one you're not coming into this business with that mindset. This one you're coming into the business with a perfect mindset that yes, I have been able to identify problems or leakages in this sector, and this is how far I can cover it up. Not just looking at profit. Remember, as an entrepreneur, you're coming for where there is problem, where people have been crying, where there's a lot of complaint that this one is bad, this one is bad, this one is not good. Then you come in with a solution to tackle what people are crying for. Remember when we were using smartphone, when Android phone, or let me say smartphone, came out newly. Can you remember the China phone that we're using? We call them Chinko. We used to call them, we laugh at the phones because you see a very heavy phone that when the phone ring, it will be like you plug a speaker hoja. They'll just sing bagagaga. But people were laughing, mocking the Chinese. Chinese phone is bad. As at that time, Nokia was the best product in the market. So any product that was coming from China was classified as an inferior product. It was not even good, honestly. But though we were buying because it was cheaper. I remember when I bought my first China phone, that was around 2007 or 2008. That was when I bought my first Android phone. It was one China phone like that. The phone has a light all over the body. So when the phone is ringing, you see light blinking. So people are laughing at the Chinese with their product. And the Chinese were taking that as feedback. How can we improve it? Okay, these people are complaining about the volume. How can we reduce this volume? Or how can we make it possible for them to reduce the volume? They worked on that. People were complaining about SIM card. I need a phone that, as at that time, Nokia had one SIM. There was no Nokia phone that had two SIM cards. It was just one SIM. So it means that if you need two SIM cards, you will buy two phones. Chinese people were the first that introduced dual SIM in the market. When people saw that, bro, so I don't need to buy two phones to be operating two SIM cards, people rush their market. Though we still have challenges with their product. I want you to see how business is being developed. In Africa, we miss this. When we see that there's a problem in a sector, we just leave it and say, Kai, that business, there is too much challenge in it. We will not invest our money there. No, the challenges are there and people are calling those challenges. Remember we say, okay, we need a phone that have dual SIM. The Chinese people develop a SIM for that. People complain that, the phone is too heavy. They brought a phone that was lighter. People complain that we don't need phone that have buttons, these keys. We need the, what is it called? Screen touch. They brought screen touch phones. Till today, everybody is proud of using Chinese products. The tab I'm using now is Chinese product. The phone I'm using now is Chinese product. Apple is being produced, or let me say couple in China. So you can see that they have dominated the market because they gather all the feedback, all the challenges, all the cries to develop a superior product that consumers cannot stop using. Now we advise people go to China and buy. We don't see them as inferior product, but they face challenges too. So these businesses I want to share with you, that is why I'm speaking now. I want you to see that they have a lot of challenges. And these challenges, people are vocally saying them out. You who is an entrepreneur, how can you solve these challenges? Because if you're able to tackle these challenges, you pack money in agriculture. You make a lot of money in agriculture. I'm saying this because, one, I say I'm a farmer myself. Second, I'm into trading of agro commodities, and I know we face this challenge big time, heavily, all the time. So there are just two businesses that I want us to consider. Number one is logistic company. I want you to go into agro logistic business. This one, you're not doing buying a vehicle to maybe just keep in the park and pick passengers who are going to Abuja, who are going to Lagos, who are going to Akwa Ibom, who are going to Kano, Maiduguri. No. This one, you are buying this truck or these vehicles to move food stuff. When I started selling food online, as far back as 2019, 2018, in Makurdi, we had a challenge, and the challenge was logistic. So I was one among the people who started selling food stuff online in Benue State. And when people copied me, we have a lot of rice in the park. Now, when you go to the park, you see that what these people are using is just this bomber. So this 18-seater, 10-seater bus, those kind of Sienna, these were the vehicle that they were using. Now, when this vehicle gather in the park, we who are selling food online will bring maybe 10 bags of rice. This vehicle cannot carry 10 bags of rice. That is 1 ton. It cannot. Or 5 bags, 1 ton. This vehicle cannot move it. And because they are into business not to move farm produce, many times they will tell us, no, we don't have space for your product. Or let's assume I want to send 10 bags to my customer in Lagos. They can share the bag with 10 vehicles or 2. And you carry 5 bags. This vehicle will carry 5 bags. Now, let me tell you why that was a big challenge for us. The other driver might have sense and might be able to approach to your customer in a very polite tone, make sure they get their product. The last driver can insult you and your grandfather, they don't care. Or you have issue of missing bag, or you have issue of 1 bag. Okay, 1 bag don't tell. This one happens to 1 bag. Oh, we lost 1 bag. Why? Because the company will tell you we are moving human beings. You are the one that brought rice. You can't even, how Nigerian system work. You can't do then anything. But you lose your customer. So now, if you're coming into this business and you're bringing this logistic for us, what are the things that you need to do? Number one, you can start with smaller vehicles. We have J5 truck. Now, J5 truck, you can get it for as low as 8 to 10 million naira or 12 million, depending on where you're buying. It could be Lagos, Abuja, or maybe if you're importing, bringing it from abroad, it will cost around 10. Yes, around 10 million naira, you can get it. Now, when you get that J5 truck, you can be moving interstate, maybe close to your state, or like now, you can be moving from Enugu to Akwa Ibom, or Enugu to Ebonyi. Or you can be moving farm produce from Benue to Enugu. It's not a distance, but they buy a lot of food in Benue: yam, rice, groundnut, egusi, bambara nut. They buy all this from Benue State, and many of them. See, I try to send Webi to Benue, from Benue to Enugu. Sometimes I'll be frustrated. This is not something that is more than 4 hours, minus bad road, which they are working on that road. Or let's say from Benue to Abuja. Sometimes you will struggle to send anything from Benue to Abuja because the road is bad. But right now they have been able to solve the road. So if you have your logistic truck or small van that are serving Abuja market, you make a lot of money. Now, you can buy a truck. A truck will cost you around 60 to 100 million. The last time I priced a truck, it was around 80 million naira. Now, when you get this truck, you can move. Now, me who is into trading of agro commodities, for example, we supply cassava to some Chinese companies. Many times, the only reason why we are not able to supply is truck. It's no availability of cassava. It's not the buying company. No, the company is there to buy. Even though their price is not that good. But we who are traders, we still make small money out of the business. but you face the challenge of trying to say, okay, I have my cassava in Benue State, I want to move it to Kogi, or I want to move it to Ondo, or I want to move it to, you will see that there will be no truck. Many of the drivers you see, they are moving their own products, maybe house equipment, provision, you know, so they are not willing to move farm produce. So if you have your own truck dedicated to say, okay, use this one to transport cassava, how much are you going to charge me? Now, how much do we pay? We pay 800 to 1 million naira to move cassava from, say, Niger State to Ondo, or Niger State to Benue, or Niger State to Kogi. You spend nothing less than 500,000 to move cassava of, let's say, 20 to 35 tons. And many times these drivers are not there. See, there's a lot of farm produce wasting in the village, and the only reason why they are wasting is there is no logistic, not that there is no demand for the product. Come to Benue State, for example, we have a lot of yam. They waste here in millions of tons every year. And the challenge is that there is no truck to move it. So if you come into this business and you have a truck that is serving those areas, you make a lot of money. The challenges are there, just like I've said, and you will have to study what are the challenges. Number one, I mean, people complain bad drivers' attitude. When you give them truck and say, okay, be going this route, they can divert and go to another route. But there is a way to it. We are living in 2025. There are technologies that you can bring, maybe trackers and many other things, to be able to monitor your vehicle, where the vehicle is going, and the rest. I was speaking with someone who was telling me that there is a guy, I don't know how true this is, but there is a guy that have a technology on his trucks that if he sets the truck that is going from, say, Kano to Abuja, they have marked the road and the driver tries to divert to another place, the vehicle will off. I don't know how true it is, but that was what he was telling me. And I know it is possible. Such thing might exist. There is nothing that human being can imagine in their brain that is not already there or cannot be bring out. So if you're coming into logistics, you have to look at how to regulate these people, how they will manage your truck. In terms of bad road, we have some vehicles that are being designed to tackle our bad road. So saying we have bad road, I don't see that one as an excuse. I also have a truck. Then my truck was moving from Benue State to Lagos, and I saw some of the challenges that we are facing. It was just bad road. Maybe when the truck comes back, we need to go and service it, but it was bringing us money. So I would advise you to invest into logistic business. Maybe you can start with 1 vehicle, 2 vehicles. You see how the business work. Because you're new, you don't have to go and buy 3 truck or 4 truck because you have the money to buy. No, you can buy maybe just 1 J5 and put it on the road and say, okay, you'll be moving from here to here. Watch how the whole movement will be. If the driver misbehave, you can decide to sell your truck and gather your money back. You can't sell at a loss. So that is just the reality. And many times, some of us will do the mistake. Maybe you buy your truck now and pick anybody and just give because the person is someone that you know. No, you follow a very proper, let me say, investigation before you commit a truck into anybody's hand. You can design a system around that. Now, the next business that I would do if I have this volume of cash is warehousing. Now, we who are into storage business, this is one of the biggest challenge. Or even trading, we need a warehouse. And I cannot, or let me say, most of us who are just starting, we don't have the money to go and buy or build a big warehouse. Buy land. Because you don't have to build this warehouse in villages per se. Except if you're targeting, say, okay, you want to be doing ginger storage. If you want to be doing ginger storage, definitely you can build a warehouse in a village where they produce ginger. Or you can even build a warehouse in Lagos. Go and bring the ginger and store in Lagos. Where if you want to export, people who want to buy from you, they are there to move it. You know, because dry ginger is mostly for export market. So your warehouse must not be in your village. It could be in the city where, see, if you build a warehouse in Lagos now and put for lease in less than 1 hour, people will lease it. Many people are looking for these things. maybe to store farm produce or store many other things. But it's a business that some of you who are abroad can even do. Maybe you have a strategic plot of land in Lagos or Ibadan or Abuja or anywhere, Port Harcourt, and the land is in a good location. You're looking at, what can I do with this land? This is a business. Just build a standard warehouse there and put for lease. Sharp, you will be able to lease it out. Many of us who are into this business, this is one of the biggest challenge we have. So I want to go into ginger storage this year. I have to be looking for, where can I get a warehouse? Now, for you to get a standard warehouse in a secured environment, you need nothing less than 12 million. So I can even call 14 million naira for you. The last time I was looking for warehouse, I think the least I got in Nasarawa was 3.5 million naira per year, and I was to pay for 3 years. That is how this warehouse business is. They don't collect their rent 1 year. No, you pay for 2 to 3 years for most of the warehouses that I've came across as an agro commodity trader. So it's a big business for you who is looking for, okay, where can I invest this money? I have this money, and you cannot start a poultry farm, you cannot start a fish farm. You can invest in warehouse. Just build the warehouse in a strategic location and lease it out. For many of us who are into trading of agro commodities, we want to store paddy, we want to store soya beans, but there is no warehouse. The ones available are already occupied. So these are the two businesses that I believe, if you have money and you are looking for where to invest, you can try them out. Like I've said, they all have their challenges. They are not as easy as I've shoot the video, but you have to do your research to look at what are the challenges, how can I tackle them. For warehouse, basically, I'm not sure there's a challenge to warehousing. It's just for you to have it in a strategic location. The person that leads the warehouse takes charge of his own security. You're not calling every day to know where. No. Maybe you just go there to see that they are not destroying your warehouse. Unlike logistics, which is also profitable, and of course logistics is even more profitable, because the distance that these people charge us 800,000 naira, you can use less than say 300,000 for diesel to and fro. So how much are you balancing? So all are profitable business, if you ask me. So you can do your own research and see if it is a business that you invest your money into. So thank you so much for watching this video. I remain Denison, your billionaire farmer.